Hi, it's Alan and Anna from Red Rose Wargaming. We're here tonight to do a card review for Flesh-Eater Courts, but we've got a very special one tonight because we've got Reedo with us, who's got a YouTube channel dedicated to Warcry, so he's extremely good friend of ours, and he keeps us up to date with all the statistics and stuff, which is really important to us, isn't it? Because we know what we're doing then, don't we? Yeah. We know what we're talking about. So, hiya mate, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No, you're more than welcome. More than welcome.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've also done another video which was talking about the
Nurgle
Mortals, right?
Yes,
and that's over on Reedo's channel. So I mean, obviously, go and check out that video. I'll leave
definitely,
it below. And even if you don't want to just check out the Nurgle Mortals, make sure you check out his channel anyway, because he talks through a lot of. He's got tier lists, a lot of the maths behind it. Behind Warcry. So if you've got your own favourite warband, go and look on Reedo's channel because you might find out how they perform.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. Right, so Flesh-Eater Courts. Shall we start at the beginning?
Start at the beginning, yeah.
Yes, right. Right. So there's the Crypt Haunter, the Crypt Flayer, the Crypt Infernal, a Crypt Horror, Crypt Ghoul, and a Crypt Ghast.
6 models.
6 models. Yeah.
I think, I don't know, if you frame that and then if this came out today, would we be complaining about lack of cards? I think maybe we would.
I think possibly we would, yeah. But again, what would you add?
I don't know, but we'll go through that.
But we'll go through that after, can't we? Yeah, we'll go through that after. Right. So let's start at the beginning, shall we? So this is the Crypt Infernal. This is the leader. Now this chap is 300 points, which isn't cheap, but he's got a move of 10, 40 wounds, toughness 4. He's got 3 abilities. Now he only has a range of 1, but he has 5 dice, strength 4, doing 2/5 damage. I think.
So, and obviously one of those keywords is the fly.
One of them keywords is fly.
So he's moving 10 with fly.
Yeah.
Which I think that this card here has potential to be the best card in the game.
Yeah. Yes, I'd agree with that. Just looking at the damage output, 5 dice is amazing. We that's up there with the most dice any fighters are throwing, and then on 5 on the crit as well. So yeah, he does over more than 8 damage against toughness 3 models. So he's potentially going to move in and just one shot a lot of the cheaper models, which is
and amazing. That's not taking into consideration his abilities as well, is it?
No, but I don't know if you use a quad and he's rampaging, he's moving 10.
He's moving 10 and getting a free attack. Yeah.
Or you could just move once, then rampage, so move twice, and he's across the board. There's nobody who's safe from his threat range.
No.
And with 40 wounds.
40 wounds is a lot, isn't it?
Toughness 4.
Yeah.
He's staying around. No one's wiping him off in one turn, are they?
No.
You know.
Can you think of anybody who could wipe him off the board, Reedo?
It's a tough one. Maybe one of the Red Ogres. I'll have a look actually, but I very much doubt nothing will kill 40 wounds in one go. But potentially in a few, I've just checked a normal opponent with 2/4 damage, 4 attacks. He'll take 8 activations to kill that dude. So
blimey.
That's forever.
If I sent him in against the Chimera, he's not dying in one turn, I don't think. Even if on crits, he's really good. But he is 300 points.
He is 300 points, yeah.
You can only take 1, obviously.
Yeah.
So the strongest of the fighters in Warcry is the Stormfiend with the Doomflayer, with the highest damage output. And he's only dealing 13.4 damage on average. So even he would need more than 3 activations to kill him.
Blimey.
3 actions, sorry.
Right. So next, this is a Crypt Flayer. This is just the standard flying dude. He's got a move of 10, Toughness 4, 30 wounds. Even 30 wounds isn't to be sniffed at. He's got 2 abilities. He has a range of 1. He has 4 dice, strength 4, and he's doing 2 damage. So that 235 points is leader point wise, isn't it? For some of the other warbands.
But I think he's statted for a leader.
But he's statted for a leader. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, he's very good as well. Obviously pricey. You always have to be careful with bringing very pricey models because you don't want too few models either, but we'll get to the cheap models anyways in a second. But yeah, I think the Crypt Flayer with, again, 10-inch move, toughness 4, 30 wounds, nothing to go wrong there.
And it's got a fly keyword again, so...
So when you come in, especially when you come to twists and stuff which limit movement,
yes.
not affected by height. If you need to move into safety, he's going to get to safety.
He falls off things, he's not going to take damage, is he?
It's another great model. I think when I've built we'll go through the list at the end, but I've had a lot of success with them.
Yeah, we'll go through the list at the end, won't we?
If you compare him to like an Ishlayan Guard, for example, for the Ideneth Deepkin, he's only slightly more expensive, but has more wounds, higher strength. So I think comparatively to other warbands and other fighters, he's really good.
Right. So the next one is the Crypt Haunter, which is the leader who doesn't fly. And now he's got a move of 6, 40 wounds, toughness 4. He's got 2 special abilities, 255 points. He's got a reach of 1, 5 dice, strength 4, 2, 5. Again, that isn't bad, is it? That move of 6.
Yeah.
I think his biggest issue is that he's competing with the Infernal for leader.
Yeah, for 45 points,
I think otherwise in any other warband you'd say, yeah, take that.
Yeah, you would, definitely.
Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic model. But again, that he suffers from not being the Infernal. I mean, stat-wise, attack-wise, they're pretty much the same, aren't they? You're just obviously paying for a different ability and losing fly. So it depends how much you really want to value the fly.
Yeah. I think, like I said, we said this before, fly is quite a big one for... Again, it's the fly. Fly keyword is the massive one for that, isn't it? But a 6-inch move isn't bad.
6 inches is very good. I think, 4 extra inches on top is obviously great. And with fly, fly isn't that important from what I've found oftentimes when you already have very high movement anyways. But yeah, 6-inch obviously is still good.
Right, so we're on the Crypt Haunter. No, we're not Crypt Horror. I've got the light shining on it there. It's a bit shiny. Right, it's a Crypt Horror. This chap is 190 points. Again, move of 6, 30 wounds, toughness 4. He's got 1 special ability. He has a 1-inch reach, 4 dice, strength 4, 2 damage, which is very similar to the Crypt Flyer, isn't it? Apart from again, it's a fly keyword, isn't it?
Again, I think that's interesting to see how Games Workshop values their fighters in this one. It's exactly 45 points for full movement and fly. So you got to wonder: is it just is each point of movement 10 points and then flight is 5, or how does it work?
It is, yeah. I've thought about that in the past. How they work the statistics out. How they work this.
I've got a comment. I think he's from Russia. He has a very long formula that he thinks is what they use for the points values. It's got square roots in there and everything, so that's a big fat formula. If it is indeed that complicated, then I need to stop thinking about how they value these models, because I'm not going to get there.
Yeah. That's far too deep. Right. So what we got now? The Crypt Ghast. Now this is a leader of the foot ones, isn't he? Yeah. He's 125 points. He has a 5-inch move, toughness 3, 16 wounds. He has obviously the leader mark. He has a reach of 1, 4 dice, strength 3, 2 damage. 125 points is...
No abilities, apart from his leader.
No, apart from leader ability.
I think he might be the cheapest leader I know. I don't remember any leader that's cheaper than 125 points.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose he's got to move a 5. Let's face it, though, if you were going to run these, I don't know about anybody else, I wouldn't run a leader.
Well,
anyway.
To be fair, I'm planning on doing a ghoul list just for narrative thing. And so I am going to try him and just like a horde of ghouls at some point.
We'll do it. Yeah, we'll show you what your list is at the end.
I wouldn't build that for competitive, though.
Yeah.
Like, that'd just be fluff to see how they go. But again, he suffers from competing, doesn't he, with the others?
Yes.
If you've only got one leader spot, are you really going to...
Are you really going to take him? Yeah.
Exactly. And is he that much better than a normal Crypt Ghoul? I think that's something you have to always ask yourself as well. You're going to get to the Ghoul in a second.
Yeah, right, so let's have a look at the Crypt Ghoul.
Yeah.
The Crypt Ghoul on his own. Right, now this chap is only 55 points. So that's a massive drop, isn't it? Mover 5. He's got 8 wounds, toughness 3. He has a 1-inch reach. He's rolling 3 dice, strength 3, doing 1/3 damage.
That's exactly what the Plains Runner is for Untamed Beasts.
The Plains Runner doesn't have a special ability either, does he? Apart from the Untamed Beasts double.
Yeah. No, that's true.
55 points. I don't think that's bad. Again, we were talking on the last video about Nurgle, and we were saying you need some low point models, don't you, to be able to fill out your list.
Yeah.
And again, this 55 points, I don't think that's bad, really.
So if you got 2 of them, you're still coming in 10 points, 15 points under the leader, aren't you?
Yeah.
So is it worth getting 2 of them rather than the leader?
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking as well. That's why I'm not usually in favor of the Crypt Ghast leader, because these guys are really cost effective, I think.
You get the same amount of wins, but spread across 2 models.
Yeah.
You're getting...
like looking at the damage per point value, these guys are actually the best in the warband. All of the others are worse per point. Yeah, the points per value for the Crypt Ghoul are the best out of the entire warband when I'm looking at the maths. So yeah, these guys are very cost effective, but again, obviously very easy to kill.
That's why it'd be interesting to have a horde of them.
Yeah. Well, again, we'll look at that at the end, can't we?
We'll go through abilities list. Okay, so Flesh-Eater Courts abilities. So their universal double is Feeding Frenzy. So a fighter can only use this ability if an enemy fighter has been taken down by an attack action made by them this activation. Remove a number of damage points from this fighter equal to the value of this ability.
On a double, that's and it's quite fitting for the flesh eaters, I think.
I think that might be the only ability I don't like for Flesh Eaters.
Yeah, you wouldn't use it, but I think it's quite fitting for them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you'd never use it, but
Yeah, because you could see them sort of gorging on the corpse afterwards.
But
similar to the Nurgle heal, the Sylvaneth heal, do you really get the value for it?
Yeah.
I guess if you've got a double to use at the end of a turn, you may as well use it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you've got doubles going to waste.
Yeah, but you've got to kill things, don't you, for it?
Yeah, but you can do it.
Yeah, but oftentimes, like with these things that you activate after using your attacks, it's such a gamble, because you could use Onslaught and make much more sure that you actually kill the opponent instead of hoping for killing him and then maybe getting reward out of it. So you're obviously competing with Onslaught there, and I'm not sure.
I don't think
it's a great competition.
Any competition there at all.
I think I've played them 3 times, Flesh Eaters, and I don't think I've ever used it. And I can't see me ever using it. So a double Skewering Strike. So this is on the Crypt Infernal and the Crypt Flayer. Add 1 to the strength characteristic of the next attack action made by this fighter this activation that has a range characteristic of 3 or less. In addition, if the attack action scores a critical hit until the end of the battle round, that the target fighter cannot make move actions or disengage actions.
But you only had 1 strength, aren't you?
You're only 1 strength here.
But again, for example, if you're rolling your leader's rolling 5 dice.
Yeah.
So the chance of you actually rolling.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
So 5 dice at strength 5.
Yeah, not bad. I think it's situational, but in my experience, meds are very good. Like stopping the opponent from moving is very strong in general, right? So I think this could be good.
Interesting. So the next double, Chosen of the King. So who's this? Who's got this one? So that's the Crypt Haunter and the Crypt Horror.
Yes.
So a fighter can use this ability only if they are within 6 inches of a visible friendly fighter with the leader running mark. Until the end of this fighter's activation, add 2 to the attack's characteristic of attack actions made by this fighter that have a range characteristic of 3 or less.
Do you realize, again, it's that having extra dice is fantastic.
Yeah, I think this is a massive power boost. Like abilities that give you 2 extra attacks, it's really good value. And if you throw him in the same group as your leader, chances are you will be in 6 inches.
And you're rolling 6 dice then, aren't you?
Right, so can the Crypt Haunter use this? Because he's obviously got both leader and this one.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't make sense for him to have this otherwise, would it?
No.
So, I mean, you can give yourself add 2.
So that I'd give him 7.
And it's until the end of this fighter's activation, so it's each round.
Exactly, and that's just double the value of Onslaught.
Yeah, that's a double.
For the same double.
Cheap as that, isn't it?
That's really... I've not had a proper look at these, because that is good.
Yeah, that's the one reason why I was thinking about maybe taking the Haunter as the leader, because that is a very good ability, and maybe like taking a Horror with him, then you would have the same movement on both guys. That would be some crazy damage output. You'd be
7 attacks
from your leader.
Well, yeah, and 6 from
6 from your other man. Yeah.
I think that's a really good double.
Yes,
really good
for a double.
So just against strength 4, that would be more than 10 damage on average.
That's killing most things
per action,
isn't it? Well, most of your chaff anyway.
Yeah. And that would be if you double attack 20 damage.
Yeah, things are going to die there, aren't they?
Okay, so the first triple. So this is the leader one, Bringer of Death. Add the value of this ability to the move characteristic of friendly fighters within 6 inches of this fighter when this fighter uses this ability until the end of the battle round.
I suppose that's going to be a first turn of that, isn't it? Or when you first come on the board.
Well, it could be anything, can it?
Yeah, but it's being within 6 inches, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, because once the game starts, you're generally splitting things up, aren't you? But I think it's a bit expensive for a triple, personally.
Do you?
I don't know. That's what we were saying. That's what we were saying. Nurgle needed.
Nurgle do, yeah. These don't.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? I think it's a really good triple. I think it's situational.
It is situational, yeah, but it's.
I think this is one of the best abilities in the game. Honestly, some factions like Iron Jaws and stuff would be useless without it. But I agree with you, Alan. As they already have high movement, the lowest movement in this warband is 5. They might not need it as badly as others.
No, they're certainly not suffering on the movement thing, are they?
And again, the problem is with the leaders having such high movement, especially if you take the Flyers, are they going to be within range of the Ghouls to use it, like you said? So is it only going to be when they use it, then they move out of range?
Is it the start of their activation, is it?
When this fighter uses this ability.
Right.
So you've got to use it and then move out.
Yes.
A really good turn 1 move of let's just boost everything. If you start your leader,
well, certainly not turn 1. It's when that your hammer, shield, dagger would have come on when they come on, isn't it?
So so you bring your hammer comes on, you use that, and all of a sudden they're going to be where you want them to be, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think again that's a really good one. So the next triple is Death Scream, and this is for your Flyers again. So roll 1 dice for each visible enemy fighter within 8 inches of this fighter. On a 5, allocate 1 damage point to the fighter being rolled for. On a 6, allocate a number of damage points to the fighter being rolled for equal to the value of this ability.
And that's for each visible fighter, though, isn't it? You don't need to single out one model there, do you?
It is for all, yeah.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be a bad one.
I don't know.
Because obviously, I mean, he can move For a triple, though, it's quite... And again, the best you're ever going to get there is a 6, isn't it? The best you're ever going to get there is 6 wounds.
Well, you could get 6 wounds on the entire opponent warband if you roll perfectly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's your best case scenario, isn't it? Your man flying over and doing 6 wounds. I mean, you can fly over, you just get within 8 inch and drop one of them screams.
It's very swingy for sure. It could be definitely good, but I think it's like Warcry is not a game where you want to spread damage around too much. In my experience, I think it's best to single out fighters, like kill one fighter immediately, because a fighter is always as strong as he was, even if he only has 1 wound left. So
exactly, yeah. They're not degrading, are they? Well, apart from the big monsters, the monsters degrade a little bit, don't they?
And I think that's good. But I think it's okay. I think it's situated like, for example, if you had a cluster of Seraphon and you flew your leader smack right into them for like the first turn into a cluster, because you could move 20 across and death scream.
But again, there's no guarantee you're going to get.
No, there isn't.
Is it?
No. But I don't know.
But where you roll 6s, Anna, yeah, you probably would.
So quad. This is a universal again. A universal quad. I think that's quite rare, is it? I don't know. Anyway.
Universal quad, I think it is quite rare, isn't it? Well, a faction-specific quad. Although, is there many factions?
It's funny because we just talked about Nurgle who also have that. But yeah.
So the Royal Hunt, this fighter makes a bonus move action, then they can make a bonus attack action. In addition, add 1 to the attack's characteristic of that attack action if this fighter is within 1 inch of a visible friendly fighter. Well, it's better than Rampage, isn't it? But is it?
It's a tiny bit better than Rampage, and probably not most of the time.
Yeah. Again, it's situational, isn't it? If you got somebody near you.
Yeah.
It's that 1 inch thing, isn't it, for that particular one?
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly better. But it obviously is better, but then you're not going to get it off all the time.
No.
But it's perfectly fine because Rampage is good, right? Again, Rampage is a great ability. So
you go, yeah.
It's fine. Why not? I don't think they would have needed this 1 inch thing. They could have just said for that 1 attack action you get 1 extra attack. But either way, it's good.
Yeah, that 1 inch thing's a bit unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's all right.
Yeah,
you may as well use it. There's no downside. But is it? If you were after something different to Rampage, then you might be a bit disappointed. They could have had something more thematic, I think, like similar to the Feeding Frenzy.
What were they get the Rampage thing and get to 8 people as well? Yeah, but for a quad it's a bit...
I mean, what's interesting is in Age of Sigmar, I don't know if you play Age of Sigmar at all, but obviously they have an ability called Feeding Frenzy in Age of Sigmar, which allows you to attack a whole nother time, so get a full round of attacks.
Really?
I think that's very similar to the quad, basically, because with Rampage you do get 2 extra actions, so that's basically like activating again, right? In a way.
Yes.
So it's already kind of thematic. If you want to go from the Age of Sigmar army, that's already a thematic ability, actually, Rampage.
All right.
So
cool. Right. So if we look through monsters and mercenaries.
Yes.
So. The Flesh-Eater Courts only have 1 mercenary, and that's the Abhorrent Ghoul King.
Yeah, he's 185 points. So he's considerably cheaper than the other big boys, so to speak. He's got a move of 5, toughness 4, 28 wounds. He's got a reach of 1. He's throwing out 5 dice. Strength 4, doing 2/5 damage.
And he's got his 1 ability, which is a triple. Summon the Black Hunger. Until the end of the battle round, add 1 to the attack's characteristic of attack actions that have a range characteristic of 3 or less, made by visible friendly fighters while they are within 3 inch.
Yeah. I think that's quite a good ability, that.
So it gives everyone near him an extra attack.
That is good.
That is a good one, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say it was a triple?
That's a triple, yes.
Yeah. I think that's alright. I think you could possibly find a place for him.
Yeah, points wise as well. I don't think he's bad points really, because he's thrown out a decent amount of damage, isn't he? 5 dice, strength 4, 2, 5.
Well, if you compare him to the what's it called, the Crypt Horror.
Yeah.
So he's 5 points less than a Crypt
And
Horror,
better.
but he's got 2 wounds less. But he's got 1 more dice.
Yeah.
And he's doing 1 more on Crypt.
I think it's an easy choice. I think he's easily better than the Crypt Horror.
Yes.
And again, but the Crypt Horror is not bad, is it? So that would mean he's equally good.
And that's something.
It's a good model.
Yeah, it's a very good model. I think many of the others are great, and he's in there. And he's good.
Have you done your stats comparison on him?
Yeah. Well, how do you mean?
How does he come out?
Yeah, he's. Give me a second here. Yeah, he is a very good damage per point value and very good survivability per point value. So he's above average in all categories, basically. 7.6 points of damage on average. So that's the same the Crypt Flayer does, isn't it? Sorry, the leader, the best leader. 300 point models.
So really good then.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously in our video with you, Reedo, on your channel, we talked about Nurgle and strengths and weaknesses. So I think that's obviously a good thing we can talk about on this one as well. I mean, obviously you've done your tier list, haven't you?
I have.
So so where did they come on your
tier list? So in my tier list, they are in 8th place out of all the 34 warbands. So very high up there. It's not surprising they have higher than average damage output, higher than average survivability, higher than average movement. So really, all about them is pretty good. Good model numbers. Yeah.
I mean, I've obviously no good at maths, as you could probably see earlier, but the times I've played them and the times I've played against them, we went to that tournament, didn't we, at Mike's, where that lad won with Flesh-Eater Courts.
Yes.
And I think they can be a bit oppressive. I think they're really, really strong. They've just don't seem to lack anything. If you want to have numbers, you can have numbers because of this one cheap model.
Yeah.
But they've also got the fighters who can sort of duke it out with the big boys.
Yes.
Can get anywhere they want to. They've got strong abilities.
Yeah, I think when I played him, I think in one round, when I played the chap at the Mike's Gaming Store, in one round, I think he killed Big Dave.
Wow. That would be very
his
impressive.
Dice were just horrendous. Yeah, his dice were horrendous.
Right. I mean, that I think that must have been scary, because Dave's got 30 wounds.
30 wounds, yeah, and he just died. He was just, it's horrendous.
Oh, yeah, that's horrible. But that's above average, so you can't expect that out of him all the time.
Yes, yeah. No.
I agree. All the warbands, basically, that have a good mix of high damage, high survivable elite models, and then some very cheap and maneuverable chaff models with 5 movement. That is very good as well. 5 movement can't be underestimated. I think that's just a strong combination.
Yes, definitely.
And again, obviously, if you use the Bringer of Death triple at the start with 5 movement for your little ones, they can be in where they want to.
Even on a 333, that's 8 movement. That's the maximum of most warbands.
Yeah, I can't. For me, I think you could stand to lose at least some wounds off pretty much across the board of all the big boys. I don't see why these have got 40 wounds compared to other similar warbands. Yeah. I think maybe at least a points drop. A wounds drop to at most 35.
I mean, 300 points is very expensive, isn't it? But so I know why they gave them a lot of good stats, but it seems like these guys are just great in everything, and I agree that maybe you would need either a wounds or a damage drop for these guys.
Yeah. Again, the trade-off usually for flyers is that they're a bit less resilient.
Yes, and they're not.
And the 2 lots which sort of stand out for me are the Idoneth Deepkin. They've obviously got fly and movement. It came out in this same wave, didn't they, of releases as well?
And
I think since that point they may have toned them down a bit, but...
Yeah, but the difference with Idoneth is they have strength 3.
Yes.
So they are less punchy than these guys are, I would say, and a little less wounds as well. 5 wounds less for both the leaders and the normal guys. So, yeah.
Yeah. As far as like toning down abilities, I think, I don't know. I wouldn't change too much.
No, they're quite, like I said, they're quite thematic. The double's rubbish, but it's quite thematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very rarely ever going to use that, but it's quite thematic.
Which is what.
And I do like thematic in the abilities.
It's what Warcry is about, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
So, Reedo, what would you change? What would you make? Would you make anything worse? Would you make anything better yourself?
So I definitely wouldn't. It's tough. I know you think. I agree with you that the double is thematic, but I hate to see abilities that are just not going to be used ever. So it kind of makes me sad. I wish there was a way to improve healing in this game, but I just don't know if there is really. So I probably wouldn't change much for these guys. I think they are in a very good spot. And I'm not generally in favor of nerfing stuff. I would rather have the weaker warbands be better so they can face off against these guys better than doing it the other way around.
Yes, I agree.
Cool.
I agree.
I think that's a good shout. Right, let's make some lists.
Make some lists, and we'll come back. We're back in the room. We've made our lists. It's not the easiest thing to do, I don't think, with these chaps, right? So, Reedo, we'll start with you, mate. What have you gone with?
Yeah, I've used 5 of the Crypt Ghouls, the normal guys. Then I've used the Crypt Infernal as the leader. Taking 1 extra Crypt Flayer because I think that movement is amazing. And then for my last 190 points, I'm struggling between the Crypt Horror, which would put me at exactly 1,000 points, or maybe taking the Aberrant Ghoul King for 995 points. The one reason to take the Horror would be that his ability is on a double, and I think the Warband already has multiple abilities on triples, so I don't know if the Aberrant Ghoul King triple is going to be used that much in addition, so yeah.
Cool.
You just made that sound really simple. I've been struggling with mine for ages. So the usual list I run, or have been running, a Crypt Infernal as my leader, then 2 Crypt Flayers, and then 4 Ghouls. Is that what you came up with? That's the one I always run. But I find that to be a really powerful list. That's the one which won the tournament as well, because I remember we got it out and said, that's the one I run. Because obviously then you've got one of the big boys in each of your thingy with mobility, and you've just got a couple of Ghouls in each one to just sort of fill them out. I did come up with a list as well involving the Abhorrent Ghoul King, which was the Ghoul King at 185 points, the Crypt Infernal leader again at 300, and then 9 Ghouls.
9 Ghouls?
Yeah.
Well, you said you fancied doing a Ghoul list, didn't you?
If I was just going to do the meme Ghoul list, I won't even stat it, it'd just be for the flavour. I'd just take the Crypt Ghast leader and as many Ghouls as
you can.
I don't know. So go on. Oh, you come up with the same list as me, didn't you?
It's very similar, yes, yeah. Because I just think the fly, and the amount of damage they throw out and the amount of damage you can take. I mean, you've got 100 wounds there between 3 models, haven't you?
Yep.
So what is that?
Toughness 4, it's not bad at all. And again, if you buy the Start Collecting box set, from GW, you've got everything you need there. How many Ghouls do you have in that?
Enough.
Yes,
enough.
I knew you'd not remember.
I did buy. I think that's how I did mine, but I got some of this stuff as well. I think
it must be 10 Ghouls.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah, you generally do, yeah.
Yeah, but you definitely get enough.
Yes.
To make it a good warband. I think it's one of the best choices if you want to just get into Warcry on the cheap. I'd recommend getting the Flesh-Eater Courts Start Collecting box. You can at least put a couple of different things together that I think the cards are out.
And if you are not looking to spend that much money, you can sell the dragon maybe. That on itself is quite expensive, so selling that might give you even better value back on the remaining.
That is a good point. That, you know.
But also, if you get the Monsters and Mercs book, then obviously you get a scenario to play with the dragon.
You do, yes, because we've done that, haven't we? Played with the zombie dragon.
We do have one, yeah. It's the Terror in the Mausoleum one, I think. Terror Ghast one.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put a link to our back rep for that one.
Yeah.
But
again, like you say, like Reedo said, put it on eBay. I'm sure you get 25, 30 quid for it, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Right, so that concludes, I think, our
Flesh-Eater. Yeah, a little bit longer than normal, but it's nice having Reedo here and having a chat with him and seeing what his opinions are, because obviously 3 heads are better than 2.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And better than 1. Yeah, unless you're
yeah. So again, thanks for watching.
Yes.
Make sure you go check out Reedo's channel for other Warcry stuff. And otherwise, we'll see you on the next card review. Next card review or next back report. Yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers. Thanks, Reedo, for coming on. Really appreciate it. And we'll, like I say, you'll be hearing more of him on our channel. Yeah. In the future. Yeah. So look after yourselves. Everybody stay safe. And we'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.